it.
Yeah, yeah.
So okay, I was stalking you on your blog or your internet like persona, and you said at one point that you were a fan of Justin Timberlake. And that's still true.
Yes. I love JT. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. What is it about him?
I don't pretend to know everything about him. In fact, I know almost nothing about him except for those Saturday Night Live
Dig in a
song
Box.
skits. Dig in a Box, which I like, but I really love Mother Lovers.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
And the fact that you like dated Cameron Diaz, that's okay with you?
I didn't even know that.
A long time, yeah, like 10 years.
Okay, I would totally date Cameron Diaz.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We have different tastes in women.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay. I mean,
I'm not into blondes. So, yeah, okay. Real questions now. Much more boring. Do you have creative rituals that you're willing to share?
Yeah, I mean, they're kind of boring, but
Like making your bed or?
no, I'd never do that.
Like in Kitty Brown.
That usually comes into play later, like that's like my reward. But my creative rituals, well, you know about the one where I had people call me to get me out of bed in the
I
morning.
was actually going to ask you about that. You want to tell everybody what that was?
I got a grant from the San Francisco Arts Commission to help me get up in the morning. And so I enlisted an army of volunteers to call me and talk to me until I was out of bed and putting the kettle on for tea and turning on the computer to start my writing day. And it was a lot of pressure to actually get up and write and post to my blog and all that stuff. And I enjoyed it immensely, and I was so relieved when it was over. But I have to trick myself because, you know, I work nights with this, you know, theoretical all day to write, and it's really easy for me to just stay in bed or, you know, watch Justin Timberlake videos or whatever. So yeah, so I have to trick myself. I have to make a date with somebody in the morning to have coffee and write together, and that's usually what works for me, is getting together with another person that I'm accountable to.
So it's interesting that you bring that up because a lot of people talk about writer's block or creative block, but do you feel like, well, I feel like it's more creative avoidance. Is that, can you relate to that? And why is it that we avoid it? Like, why?
I avoid everything that makes me feel better. I mean, I avoid exercise. I avoid, like, vegetables. I mean, I don't know. It's the human condition.
That was a way easier answer than I thought it would be. So this actually comes from the conversation that Tavia and I were having on the break, but have you ever experienced a complete creative void? And if you haven't, I hate you, but if you have, did you feel like it was about you and not about the thing you were trying to make? Do you have this thing happen where you question whether you are a creative person or whether you have anything to say, or do you?
Oh yeah. Not that long ago, I was like, I should just stop writing. I should just find something else to do that's like either gonna make some money or like lead to greater intimacy in my life, or, you know, like I was like, why am I doing this? And I mean, I think the answer is that it's like, would just take, I don't know, I do other things. It's not like it's the only thing I do, but it's the only thing I do that I feel like I'm any good at.
Do you feel like if you don't do it, like there's things I don't do and I don't think about it twice.
Mhm.
I don't care that I don't do it.
Mhm. Mhm.
But I feel like there's a compelling, not only a desire, but sort of an uncomfortable desire to create.
Mhm.
I don't know if that's true for you as well, but that, like when we were going through that question, like, what am I doing, why am I doing this? Did you really actually think I'm gonna stop doing this?
No. I kind of wanted to, but yeah. I mean, it was one of those questions that I was posing to myself just to like kind of dig at myself, you know? And be like, well, you know, either do it or not, you know, shit or get off the pot. Like, quit saying you're a writer and then like not giving it your all. Or, you
You're
know.
like kicking yourself around.
Yeah. I don't know. It's, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I have very many more questions. I don't know why I wrote this question down, but I'm going to ask you anyway. Do you think it is important that people die?
Oh, yeah. In fact, I think about it all the time. It seems like some people want to live forever, or at least that's what my housemate said when we were talking about this the other night, that they're like working on ways to like keep the brain alive forever in like a computer or something. And I mean, I really can't think of anything more terrible than being alive forever, because I'm sure at some point I'll feel like, oh, life was too short. But right now I feel like it's interminable.
No, I know.
You know?
I feel like if you didn't die, there would be no threat. There'd be no reason to. There'd be no like.
The impetus
Yeah.
is like, oh, I gotta do this and I gotta do that and I gotta do that because I'm gonna die. And yeah, if you weren't gonna die, there'd be no like gun at your head like telling you, oh, you better do the things you want to do. You better make sure you do the things that are important to you. Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever had a near-death experience?
No.
Do you have a chicken story?
I went and adopted some chickens on my third date with this guy who lived in Sonoma, and the whole way he picked me up was with this like promise of chickens. He like, I said something on my profile about I would never date a guy who wouldn't compost, and so his first line was, I'm building a chicken coop in my backyard. I can't think of any better compost. And I was like, all right, let's hook up. And yeah, and he was great, and he was like newly divorced and had no whatever. But he really won me over with this like yard, plants, and yeah, and so we went and we adopted 4 chickens, and we actually, he actually hadn't started building the chicken coop, but he was a builder, and so he figured we would just throw it together in an afternoon, and we did. We built a chicken coop together, and we adopted these chickens, and then we watched them wander off and get eaten by raccoons or whatever. Anyway, I have no idea. He may still have a chicken or 2 from that bunch, but I don't.
Thank you. Did anyone else? I'm sorry, did anyone else have questions?
Or a chicken story.
Or we'll save that for after.
Oh, right.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
So you said that one of the ways that you are able to be creative is to kind of hold yourself accountable to someone, or have someone else hold themselves accountable. do you find that there are particular people that make you more creative and are better at holding you accountable, or is it just really anybody else? Or are there particular people that you gravitate to?
I don't think I'm more creative around a particular person or not. I think some of my friends are better at showing up for our writing dates. There's some that I know are gonna be at least 45 minutes late, and so then that makes me 45 minutes late, and so, you know, I'd rather be like,
I think I have that same
held
friend.
slightly more accountable in that. Yeah, it's really just about holding the space with someone, and we don't even talk most of the time. It's just click, click, click.
Thank you.